Sara and her weight loss coach, Madiba, were engaged for a few weeks. Recall that this weight loss coach, Madiba, is a great man, never intimidated by anything. He was kind and considerate. And Sara felt really at home with him. She could tell him just about anything, without any feelings of shame or embarrassment. They went out a lot and talked with each other a whole lot. One day during one of their outings, Sara said, "Madiba, I am not sure I want to marry you." Madiba said, "Oh, really? Why?" Sara said, "Because I'm still in love with Toby." Madiba was taken aback, surprised. He said, "Are you sure you are in love with Toby?" Sara said, "Yes, I am. I still feel that deep love I had for him. I still love him." Madiba said, "Okay, if you are sure of that, I will support you to get Toby back to you." Meanwhile, as Toby walked away from KCF restaurant that day in our first video, the day Madiba slipped a diamond ring into Sara's finger, Toby called Bola to have a drink with her in her house. He kissed her as they sat down. Bola is ever willing. She spoke up first. "Toby, you are interested in Sara, right? But I wish to remind you that our relationship is made in heaven. Remember, I was there that night when it all happened. I watched as you ran down after her, as you tried to stop her from talking to the press. That evil woman wanted to just embarrass you. She wanted to tell the press that you were an unfaithful man, that you abandoned your wife for a younger, sleek lady. She ran into her car, you ran into yours, and I ran into mine to follow both of you." "Yes, Toby, I watched it happen." Toby said, "Yeah, Tara was just a pain in my neck. Glad it's all over with her." With the knowledge Bola has about what really happened that night between Toby and Tara, Toby remains hooked to Bola. So they reconciled. A few weeks have gone, and Sara and Madiba were still planning how to get Toby back to Sara, since she was still in love with Toby. Madiba hatched a plan and said, "Sara, call Toby and lure him. Tell him that a rat came into your bedroom and that you are scared and you don't know what to do." Sara called Toby that evening and said, "Hello, Toby. How are you? Please, quickly. There's a rat making noise in my bedroom. I don't even know what to do. Would you please come and help me drive it out?" Toby drove to her place fast. He got into the bedroom with a stick. When he looked around and didn't see anything, Sara was laughing and said, "I just wanted to see you." Toby said, "I didn't know angels like you would be afraid of rats anyway." Sara was ready for just about anything in that bedroom that evening. Yes, shockingly ready. She explained to Madiba earlier, "Coach, remember he is my husband, so whatever I do with him is right. I would only be taking what belongs to me." Madiba said, "You are correct, Sara." So there she was, lying across the bed. Toby looked into her eyes and said, "I want to be sure and take this relationship seriously. You look like a goddess to me, and I want to cherish you forever. I don't want a flash in the pan affair with you, Sara." Toby left. Yes, it's a weekend, but he has some office work to tidy up before Monday. His bosses would be coming into town on Monday from the capital city. He needed to make sure everything is good with their operations. Of course, Toby and Bola are seen almost daily. The wedding was postponed. It's no more cancelled. Toby called up Sara for an outing. He picked her up and asked Sara where she would like to go to. Bola was out of town, Sara chose to go around the bridge where she had the accident or committed suicide, as they said. And when they got there, she started talking to Toby. Started asking Toby questions. Yeah, Toby, you said your first wife died on this bridge. Toby began to talk. Yes, she died inside the waters. Sara asked, was it an accident or murder or suicide? And her body was never found? Toby said, oh, she committed suicide. Sea monsters must have eaten her very fat body up. Must have been a great feast for them. Yes, it was a suicide because she even left a suicide note. Sara's eyes widened. Oh, really? How? Toby said she wrote an email suicide note and transferred all she had to me, her husband. Sara's father had died and willed a property to her, which Toby, with the so-called suicide email Tara wrote, he collected that property. With his position, Toby quickly got a loan and developed a large shopping mall on that property in Bola's name. Bola and Toby planned a family get-together with Toby's family. Toby's mom, who just likes to have Sara around, invited Sara. Sara told her that she would come along with her friend Madiba. Toby's mom was like, anything to have Sara around to brighten the environment with her beauty. So that evening, they all jammed at Toby's mom's place. Toby's sisters liked Sara a whole lot. So when she said she was pressed to pee, they took her upstairs to her former room, which was actually Toby's room whenever he was home. The moment Toby's sister left, she opened her laptop and there was the email and the so-called will she was said to have written in favor of Toby. Only one person has password to her laptop and password to her email, and that's Toby. Her heart was racing at the speed of 100 kilometers per minute. She feared for her heart, almost fainted. She pulled herself together and had to excuse herself to leave the gathering immediately with Madiba. The excuse was that Madiba had a crucial, though unscheduled, business to attend to. A client he had been following up on for months just sent a message that he was ready to deal if Madiba would meet him in a hotel in an hour. Sara's mom had been digging too. She was unhappy that her in-laws never bothered to look for her daughter's corpse and rather went ahead to bury an empty casket. She heard that Toby wanted to marry Bola. She went to Toby's parents to raise questions on her supposed dead daughter. They were very unfriendly and practically forced her out of their premises. Unknown to them, Sara was at a corner watching all that. After a few days, Sara's mom picked a placard and went to Toby's workplace and stood in front with her placard. I need justice for my daughter Tara, the placard read. It was embarrassing for the office and they forced her far away from their premises. Meanwhile, from all that has been pieced together, one name keeps ringing a bell, Toby. Sara told Madiba, Coach, I now recall very well the late evening that the supposed suicide happened. I was driving on the bridge. A car with a plate number which I now recognize as Toby's current car was following me too close. Then suddenly, I do not know what happened, and I found myself inside the sea. But by my training as not just a sports girl in school, but a competitive swimmer, I regained consciousness and swam underwater to somewhere I got help to take me to another part of the city. So Madiba, Toby planned to kill me. He planned to kill me. That's why they never ever bothered to look for me in the waters. He ran me into the sea on purpose. Then wrote a suicide note from my email and willed everything that belongs to me to himself. Madiba said, but you still love him, right? Sara was crying this time. I loved one who hated me. I loved one who hated me enough to kill me. I loved foolishly. No, I don't love him. I don't love him anymore. No, I am actually scared of him. Wow. Sara was in love with not just a murderer, but one who hated her enough to murder her and conscienceless enough to write a will in her name in his favor. What have you learned from this story? This Toby is so mean-hearted. May Toby not happen to anyone in our community. And may Bola not happen to anyone either. What a people. Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Also, please encourage us to roll out more African real life stories by giving this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. Yes, please remember to click that bell icon so you would be the first to know when we upload another very interesting story video. And please share our stories with your friends and family. Till our next video, remain truly amazing. Goodbye.